Well, I'm very excited to catch up with my friend and somebody I've looked up to for so many years, Sipho Hotstix Mabuse, one of the country's best loved and most respected musicians. More than just a musician or an artist, he is a legend. Over the course of his illustrious career, Sipho has become an integral part of the entertainment industry, and his contributions to the musical landscape of South Africa are appreciated and honored by lovers of music all over the world.
I thought you liked Job Soweto. Job Soweto was more your song.
Of course.
I'm amazed that you've chosen Burnout. I didn't even realize that you...
Actually, I'll tell you, no, I am actually a fan of Burnout.
Wow.
Because, to my mind, the reason I didn't even welcome you. So, I'm happy to have you with us on the show.
Thank you.
Can you see, I'm working my way into Soweto.
Yeah.
Through this program.
Jive Soweto.
Jive Soweto.
Yeah.
I was once asked to compile my top 10 all-time South African songs, right? And I think after Yakali Nkomo, your Burnout song was number 2 for me.
Wow.
And the
should have been number 1 then.
It should have been number 1 actually. But I mean, come to think but I'll tell you, I mean, it's a unique, original song with its own personality. You can take it to Russia, you can take it to Brazil, you can take it to Chile, you can take it to Japan, you can even take it into space. When people hear it, they'll say, that's South African.
Yeah.
That's South African.
No, it's true.
So I know it's Leon, as they would say. So it's a beautiful song.
Thank
can
you.
play it anytime.
Thank you. Thank
so
you
and we know people love it. Year after year. If you don't have a good Christmas song for that year, just bring out Burnout and then you are covered. You see.
Strange enough, funny, it still surprises me how people react to it. And I mean, I was in Swaziland recently, and the only thing people wanted was, please, Burnout, and irrespective of whether I had a band or not. It was just that song that they.
I know.
I
sometimes feel for you the pressure you are under.
Yeah, I know.
Even when you are playing a jazz set, somehow you must work Burnout.
I must work my way into
and find
Burnout. Yeah.
Probably even if it's choral music. We've got to have. Have you ever had a performance of Burnout by a choir? Without accompaniment?
I have, with an orchestra.
Oh, with an orchestra.
With an orchestra, which Richard Cork, and we had a whole big choir singing, and he had rearranged certain things within the song. So it was a new song, but it still, represented something which I was very familiar with.
Yes.
I mean, I actually went on to perform it as an a cappella with Pops Mohammed, just the kora and the voice.
Yeah, you see, that's what I mean about this. You can do anything you like without it losing its essence of who it is. It's like a human being who's very unique, very original.
I've been watching you.
Exactly, exactly. Now, I want to talk about Soweto, besides Burnout being South African and so forth. But you can't talk about Hotstix and not say anything about Soweto. There will be a serious disconnection here.
True.
You'll be missing the point completely. And going back to the Beaters, Harare.
You see,
right?
When I tell people we've come many years, you speak about something that many people say, what is the Beaters? You're talking about, you are actually the repository of that history.
You know, that time when we had that song, many of us coming from elsewhere would say, I'm going to Soweto too. It's happening there.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So, and then I've moved to the time of give and party.
You're talking about Harare, the song from the Beaters.
Yes.
We did a festival in Mamelodi. And because of the song, I mean, there were thousands and thousands of people, and it was a very badly organized festival.
Yeah.
People died because of that song, Tim. That song. Because they wanted to hear that song.
Yes.
We couldn't perform it.
Oh, I see. So, and because of that,
there was
a riot.
There was a riot.
Yeah.
6 people died in Mamelodi.
A terrible story.
It was a very bad. It's a sad indictment on us, probably the South African music industry as well, because people at that time did not understand where we were coming from,
Yes.
what we meant by a properly organized festival.
Yes.
I mean, how do you bring a hi-fi system
Yeah, no, it can't
when
work.
there are 60,000 people,
Yes. No, it
and you
can't.
say it's a sound
Yes,
system?
yes.
And we
Terrible.
said, no, we can perform.
Yes.
You know, and Philip was there too. You know,
Yes.
there were some fantastic, great musicians in, in South Africa.
But you
at
know,
that time.
actually, the Beaters and Harare, the album itself, I think it earned you and your colleagues a lot of respect. Selby and Alec,
Monty.
and everyone said, you've got to know these guys. You've got to know this band. And I suspect that's why you changed the name from the Beaters to Harare, or people use the name interchangeably as a matter of course.
True.
Now, yeah, go ahead.
You know, the Beaters were more than just a band. Because I think at that time, we came from high school. You know, we formed a band within an education environment. So we were influenced by that type of environment. And most of our colleagues went to universities and so on. So we were more in pole position to go and perform at universities, and you know, everywhere where there was just an education set up, we were invited to come and perform as a result of who we were,
Yes.
the Beaters at
And
high
the music,
school.
and the music. You know, in a way, it gave a lot of people identity, most
Sure.
definitely. For many people, they said, you know, it's got, let's call it popular elements in it, but
Right.
very uniquely South African.
True.
And of course, the party music that came after that,
Yeah,
Give, Party, and so on.
Sure.
Again, making so many people feel like, hey, we've got to know Soweto and find out what is it that...
What
that
is it about these guys from Soweto?
and inspiring them to be so vibey, energetic, and introducing new musical concepts as well.
But you know, Tim, I went to Rex Rabania's funeral. May his soul rest in peace. One of the most creative people that, you know, a lot of people never spoke. In the speech I made, you know, I said, you can what? There were all these musicians, you know, all the music at the time was known as Soweto soul music.
Yes.
Whether you came from Alex, or you came from Potchefstroom,
Yes.
or Klerksdorp, or anywhere, it was known as Soweto soul music. So when Rex came in with these Teenage Lovers, the first thing that took us, you know, by surprise was, van Waraf is die Moguzi.
Yes.
Van
Van Potchefstroom.
Potchefstroom. Van Soweto. Yeah, that was, you know.
But as I say, you know, for so many decades that you've been performing, there's always the backdrop of Soweto. To my mind, even up to now, you know, when I meet with you and I think of the music, I cannot help but associate you with the vibrancy of what Soweto is all about. I'm sure you draw a lot of energy from the community of Soweto.
Absolutely.
And you sort of...
Thankfully, I live there.
Yes.
I don't claim to be a Sowetan being outside of Soweto.
Yes.
And I'm grateful, and I'm very proud. You know, I'm rooted.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need validation elsewhere. My validation would come from that environment, from those people. Everything that I experience on a daily basis is what makes me the person that I am.
You know, again, going back to the connection of you and Soweto, I think of you as I would think of, let's say, the iconic standing of Orlando Pirates, of Kaizer Chiefs, and then Sipho Hotstix Mabuse as well. So, you know, if I were from Soweto, I would say, and you can't figure me out.
I always use those metaphors, Tim.
Yes.
You know, Joyce Dube, you know Joyce,
yes.
late Joyce Dube.
Yes.
Also, I was invited to speak at her funeral. One of the things that I spoke about, you know, Soweto has got two Orlandos.
Right, yes.
Right? There's one in the west and there's one in the east. And now, if you look at both the Orlando, I come from Orlando West.
Yes.
And I spoke for Orlando West.
Yes.
And you want to make comparisons between the two Orlandos. And the only identity that the East has is Orlando Pirates.
Right.
But Orlando West had Nelson Mandela, Winnie Mandela.
No, that's a comrade, that's a divisive speech now, comrade. Well, the story of Sipho Mabuse is very long, exciting, interesting, and we're just skimming on top of the surface. There's so much to talk about. I'm thinking of talking about kippies and talking about your going back to school and the other memorable events and we will continue talking to you. For now, honestly, this was a good excuse for me to catch up with you. So you see,
thank you, T. Thank you so much. You know, it's always lovely to.
Much appreciated, and thank you very much for honoring me with your time.
It's one of the most exciting things to talk to someone who knows more about you without having you to give answers to things that people already know about. And I'm grateful to have
Sipho Hotstix Mabuse, who also knows something about me that actually Jive Soweto is one of my favorite songs. And that's how we end it. Thank you very much for joining us on Tonight with Tim Modise. Until next time.